small business owners and independent contractors. Get affordable insurance with Sagicor Pro Shield. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart NSTA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency. Tonight in CVM News at 7, on the gully side, assault charges dropped against dancehall artist Mavado. Jamaica faces environmental crime as disaster management gaps persist. Bamboo pile up in Riley River, raising concerns in Hanover. And Meta limits teen content. What does this mean for Jamaica? In the business report, the rise of digital transactions. And on sports, India set to host the 2030 Centenary Commonwealth Games. CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart NSTA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday, courtesy of.
Seize the next IPO opportunity seamlessly with the Sagicor e-Invest.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. It's Wednesday, October 15, 2025. I'm Nika Lewis. Thank you so much for joining us. Dancehall artist David Brooks, more popularly known as Mavado, will not face arrest after a warrant issued for him was dropped on Wednesday morning. The legal matter dates back to 2018 when Mavado was wanted for assault occasioning actual bodily harm. The entertainer returned to Jamaica on Tuesday night following a 7-year hiatus abroad. Superintendent Randy Sweeney is commanding officer for the St. Andrew North Police Division.
The St. Andrew North Police met with Mr. David Brooks and his attorney, and based on the information at hand and the circumstances, that matter has been closed.
2 police officers are now facing charges of assault after an incident in Racecourse, Trelawny in 2024. Constables Daniel Osbourne and Craig Chang appeared before the Trelawny Parish Court on Monday, where they were summoned in relation to the incident. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom says the complainant alleged that he was struck several times by the officer's firearms, causing injuries to his head, back and hands. Following a probe by Indicom, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions ruled that the officers be charged with assault occasioning bodily harm. The trial is slated to begin in January 2026. Since January 2024, 51 law enforcement officers have been charged in relation to incidents investigated by Indicom. 28 officers in 2024 and a further 23 so far in 2025. You are deflecting. Opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, says Jamaicans want to hear more from the health minister on the Integrity Commission's report on Market Me and the health ministry. Responding to Dr. Christopher Tufton's statement in the House on Tuesday about dengue cases on the island, Dr. Dawes argued there are other, more pressing matters to be addressed. Crystal Williams has the details.
An exchange during the recent sitting of Parliament saw opposition spokesperson on health and wellness Dr. Alfred Dawes brush aside Health Minister Dr. Tufton's update on the seasonal risks associated with dengue in Jamaica.
With all due respect to the member from West Central, this is really the minister, honorable minister. This is really not what Jamaica wanted to hear from him.
Dr. Dawes added that the responsibility is on the ministry to provide clarity on matters relating to public health rather than returning the accountability to citizens.
This is a pattern of no accountability and deflection, denying involvement, and then defamation of anyone who dares to criticize the honorable minister.
Dr. Dawes believes the country would have preferred to hear about what he considers to be more pressing matters, raising the following concerns.
There are questions hovering around about an Integrity Commission report. There are questions as to how we are really dealing with mental health in Jamaica and the renaming and rebranding of a hospital that has leaking wards, overcrowded patients, and no capital budget for about 5 years coming from the Ministry of Health.
Dr. Dawes suggested that the minister was deflecting from what he believes to be more pertinent issues.
We are seeing about where the Children's Hospital is going to be delayed. We are seeing discussions finally about forensic psychiatry being addressed, and we are hearing about the mental health challenges that ought to be seriously dealt with by the Ministry of Health, but responsibility is being pushed back on the public.
Crystal Williams, CVM News.
An appeal this evening for the government to intensify sensitization sessions with parents and guardians about online safety for children using social media. The call follows a new move announced by Meta on Tuesday to limit teen users on its platform Instagram to content rated PG-13. Amoy Harriet tells us more.
Young people in Jamaica are among the most active social media users in the Caribbean. According to research, platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, and TikTok are particularly popular among youth. But as they swipe, scroll, and double tap through their phone screens, what exactly are children seeing?
Those young people are seeing tons of things that they don't necessarily should see at the age that they're at, because most of the choices of content now is automated by the algorithm.
Craig Powell is a cybersecurity expert and CEO of Adtelligent Digital Marketing Agency. There have been growing concerns in recent years about children's exposure to explicit or harmful content, including violence, sexual material, and cyberbullying. It's why social technology giant Meta announced on Tuesday it will be rolling out in the coming weeks a new restriction which will see teenagers on Instagram being limited to PG-13 rated content by default. The company said teens won't be able to switch to less restrictive settings without a parent's approval. Now, several other social media platforms have implemented or are experimenting with similar restrictions or safety features for children. But many of these restrictions are optional or customizable.
That's why Facebook's or Meta's decision to go automatic to PG-13 is an amazing decision, because kids lie about their age when they sign up for these platforms, right? They lie to be 18 and above, and they lie to do certain types of things. And what they're talking about is now having verification where you need to have IDs or, give something that's unique, that's representative of your age, like a driver's license or passport, or something to or like you have an email that has a real confirmation for you to be able to get that type of account that can see these things. Otherwise, PG-13 is the default mode.
Also of concern, many parents in Jamaica aren't tech-savvy enough to effectively monitor or manage parental controls.
It's not to say that parents don't know that there's bad things on the internet, is that parents probably do not have the technological skills as to how to censor it, and the kids are way more advanced than the parents with technology.
Now, the government, through initiatives such as the Education Ministry's ICT integration policies, have been promoting digital literacy and online safety awareness in schools. However, Mr. Powell believes there is an urgent need for targeted sensitization sessions with parents and guardians to equip them with the skills to effectively monitor their children's online activity.
If the government could do a session with the parents and do like a roaming session at the schools, like a Zoom session, where they teach people how to actually put the settings on TikTok, on Instagram, and Facebook, like to go into settings and go activate Family Center so you can put parental control on the kids, like teach them how to do that. I think that would be a useful amount of time, like for their time. And I think parents have to be shown, you know, unit by unit, what button to click, where to click in the corner of the phone, where to press the button. They would need that session, you know, in a group repeatedly at every school so people are aware.
Amoy Harriet, CVM News.
Western Hanover Member of Parliament Heather Miller-Bennett is calling for urgent intervention to address long-standing flooding concerns in the parish. The Member of Parliament, along with representatives from the National Works Agency, toured sections of the Riley River where a massive bamboo pileup continues to block drains and disrupt one of the main roadways used by residents and tourists alike. Omari Wilson has that story.
Flooded streets, blocked drains, and mounting frustration. That's the reality facing residents and business owners in Lucy, Hanover, as a massive bamboo pileup continues to choke the Riley River. For years, the blockage has turned heavy rains into a flooding nightmare. Now, Member of Parliament Heather Miller-Bennett is stepping up pressure on the authorities, partnering with the National Works Agency in a renewed push to clear the river and ease the burden on the community.
What's been happening is that we've had constant flooding. It's not new. It's not a new issue. Part of the problem is the buildup of bamboo in the river, as well as the drainage system. Right now, we need a short term, at least something to happen short term, because we're in the rainy season, and when this floods, the whole area is impassable, and this affects residents, it affects motorists, it affects everyone.
Residents in Lucy, Hanover say they have endured years of flooding and disruption caused by the persistent blockage of the Riley River. Frustrated but hopeful, community members and business operators are now speaking out, not just about the impact but also offering solutions they believe could finally bring relief.
Because the problem is a big one. The stuff of the communities all around, business, everyone feel it. The harbour feel it, everywhere feel it. So it's a full time now to really get it into order and get it perfectly. Can be where less flooding, less things, and less of the traffic block of it because of the river and the bridge. As you can see, the pile up well big now, so hopefully we can get it into control and keep it into control so the water can run freely. That's one of the main things. I never full up a whole of bamboo. So if we can put together a river green cleaning program for the bamboo, then we can have a better solution for this.
MP Bennett reassured the residents of the area that conversations are in the works with the National Works Agency for a long-term solution for this issue.
To see how best to resolve this. Yes, it's going to take a lot of resources, and so we're calling on the Minister and the NWA to work with us. They have been working with us, and to make sure that this problem is resolved. We would love if we get some assistance to make sure this happens. I know the NWA is serious about resolving it because we have been in dialogue and we are looking forward to this happening.
Amari Wilson for CVM News.
Our news package continues in a moment.
Chase the Northern Lights with your Sagicor Bank credit card. Wouldn't you like to experience the natural beauty? Use your cards right, and you could be the lucky winner of an all-inclusive cruise vacation for two along the Norwegian coast to see the Northern Lights. The more you spend, the closer you are to your dream adventure. Enjoy the best rewards ever. Visit Sagicor.com for more information.
Make home yours with up to 30% off select items at Courts. Get lounge, dining, and bedroom furniture starting at $11,999. Fridges, stoves, and washers starting at $26,999. And smart TVs starting at $24,999. Shop today with Courts Ready Finance and get more. Make home yours with up to 30% off at Courts, bringing value home. Offers end October 31. Conditions apply.
One money, two combo. Burger King pick two, come back again. Yo, that is it. Any two combo, double deal quick. It's a good look, pick any two you wish. Whopper, Junior, bacon and cheese, my favorite. American chicken sandwich or grab a big fish. Plus two small fries and two small drink. Double deal for my money and it have me a sing. One money, two combo. Burger King pick two, come back again. Yo, get BK double deal now on a Burger King. Burger King pick two, come back again. Yo.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Taxi operators in St. Thomas are once again voicing their frustration over what they describe as long-standing issues impacting operations and safety. Poor road conditions, they say, despite repeated complaints. Nothing has been done to address the shortcomings. Akeem Aret reports.
The pothole taxi operators in St. Thomas have to contend with on a daily basis, a problem they say has persisted for far too long. One taxi operator, Paul Graham, told CVM News that just a month ago he fell into the ditch.
My driver come from that side. I only feel any wheel. I only feel any wheel just drop in a one hole. It broke away with my car. And because it broke, it began make no damage to the car. I help other drivers have to help them and take it out.
President of the Eastern St. Thomas Taxi Association, Kirk Brown, says the poor road conditions are just one of several challenges operators face in the parish. He says the taxi park is not conducive to a professional transportation environment.
It is not conducive at this point for our transport centre and for our passengers because, you know, the bathroom need upgrade. Bus stop are the covering and seating needed at this point. Also the lightning at night, you know, that also need to be addressed.
Amidst these ongoing concerns, President of the One Voice Transportation Group, Lorraine Finnegan, says efforts have also been made to relocate the taxi park, but
up to when we came here June, we could not have identified somewhere suitable one and somewhere that could be readily, easily available.
Taxi operators say the poor road network continues to damage their vehicles and delay commuters, a burden they can no longer afford to bear. As for the upgrade of the taxi park, Kirk Brown and the president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services are calling for the related authorities to step in.
We are looking forward to see some address to fix this problem because we have been suffering over the years and I don't know how long or how longer we should be living like this here in St. Thomas, Warrant Bay, Hope Road.
What we plan to do, if they're not doing it, we're going to get our own funding and do it. But what we want from them is to sign on the dotted lines that give us we go ahead. Because we're tired to wait on them. We're tired to wait on central and local government to provide things for us.
Akeem Aret, CVM News.
It's a disaster waiting to happen. A warning from the political representatives as a massive breakaway threatens lives and livelihoods along one of the Kingsvale community's busiest roads. They're calling on the National Works Agency to address the matter as soon as possible. Crystal Williams reports.
Scores of angry residents and motorists of Kingsvale District in West Hanover are perturbed over a breakaway on the main road connecting the Lucy and Glasgow areas. Member of Parliament for Hanover Western, Heather Miller Bennett, says it poses a hazard for road users.
This can't stay like this. It cannot. Because it's, as you see, it's coming around a corner. So if you don't know this thoroughfare well, you're going to be in problems. And we don't want any kind of incident or accident accident happening.
Darren Barnes, councillor for the Riverside Division, says they have been dealing with this issue for the past 6 months, and this isn't even the only breakaway.
And we have at least 3 of them. We have one who recently give way again, run by the Dias era. That one is severe. Difficult for motorists, and almost have more than 2 accidents. But you have one here right by the background, which is here for more than 6 months. It's also difficult. We have to try and get a culvert to get it fixed.
Even this motorist was anxious to continue along the thoroughfare.
Dangerous, because especially who coming from this end. You see who are coming from that end now, when they reach there and more try to swing. And swing on the person on the left, and it cause a problem.
The councillor and the Member of Parliament have been in contact with the National Works Agency to have the matter addressed expeditiously.
As you look, it's right across the road. And if you're coming from the one further up, you're dodging that one, and then you come down, you dodge on the left, and you're going to dodge on the right. An accident is in waiting. We have to take action. We have to do something about it. And so I'm asking the authorities, I'm asking the NAA to speed up what they're doing. Because if a heavy rain fall, it's just going to get worse.
Crystal Williams, CVM News.
Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says the ministry will be moving to take action against those who continue to abandon their family members on the streets, in hospitals and in mental health facilities. According to Minister McKenzie, there are over 500 social cases in public hospitals. He says while the government is making the necessary steps to combat homelessness, this continuing practice of abandonment makes their initiative more tedious.
While this government is committed, and we have been doing a lot, because in every parish in Jamaica there's a shelter that we are building additional bed space for 100 more persons at the top of King Street. So we are making the kind of investment that is required. But it cannot be for government alone. It cannot be for the private sector and others to support it when people abandon their families.
Come when we return.
Chase the northern lights with your Sagicor Bank credit card. Wouldn't you like to experience the natural beauty? Use your cards right, and you could be the lucky winner of an all-inclusive cruise vacation for 2 along the Norwegian coast to see the northern lights. The more you spend, the closer you are to your dream adventure. Enjoy the best rewards ever. Visit Sagicor.com for more information.
Everybody needs a helping hand, somebody to understand. In the end, we're all human. For people living with HIV, no discrimination. Here to support them through. Respect you as usual. Got to protect them too. When are your friend or your family? Somebody in your community. People living with HIV. Protect, accept, and respect people living with HIV. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Hi! Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Singer, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
A mammogram can shape your motherhood. The Jamaica Cancer Society, helping women now. Visit the website at jcs.live. Early detection saves lives.
This Heroes Weekend, Sunday, October 19, the only place to be is Sabina Park for a rise to the occasion with Sizzla Kalungi. Get your tickets at Gina's Pharmacy, Portmore, Fesco, Ferry, Beechwood Avenue, and Stony Hill. Signature Styles, Central Plaza, Halfway Tree, Wicks by Gray, McMaster Super Center, Kaya Herb House, Kingston, and St. Anne. Or online at risetotheoccasionlive.com. Pre-sale tickets, 6.5 General, VIP 13,500.
Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these 4 boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will he score this for Casey? Will he score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And KC has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't put it down. Shine your lights on.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Kingston Mayor Andrew Sweeney is calling out the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, over what he describes as a lack of action in keeping the capital clean. Speaking at Tuesday's monthly meeting of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, Mayor Sweeney revealed that street sweeping is not taking place in the heart of downtown Kingston, forcing the KSAMC to hire external contractors to maintain cleanliness. The mayor is urging the authorities to take immediate action to address the growing garbage and sanitation issues in the city.
Residents in several communities are experiencing serious backlog with domestic garbage. In some communities, there are complaints that waste not being collected for 6 to 8 weeks. This situation is unacceptable and poses both health and environmental risks. The National Solid Waste Management Authority is responsible for these services, but collection has not been consistent. I'm aware that NSWMA often points to the rainy season as a challenge, especially when accessing the dump. However, this should not result in garbage being left uncollected for such prolonged period. I am calling the National Solid Waste Management Authority to take action to address these delays, ensure that both residential and public areas receive the attention they require.
As cyber threats continue to evolve, companies around the world are investing heavily to safeguard sensitive data. But despite increased spending, a new global report from cybersecurity firm Fortinet finds that while organizations are pouring more resources than ever into data protection, financial losses tied to insider activity are actually on the rise.
In the latest 2025 data security report by Fortinet in partnership with cybersecurity insiders shows 72% of organizations increased their budgets last year. But here's the kicker. 77% still reported at least one insider-related incident in the past 18 months, and nearly half lost 1 to 10 million because of these incidents. Beyond the money, there's reputational damage, operational disruption, and the risk of losing years of research or competitive advantage from a single leak. Many companies still rely on old-school data loss prevention systems designed for a world before cloud, SaaS, and AI tools. These systems often can't track how employees interact with sensitive information, making it hard to spot a simple mistake versus a real threat. Imagine an engineer shares a design file with a contractor, or an analyst moves huge data sets into a spreadsheet, or an employee pastes confidential information into an AI assistant. Every action is a potential risk. Without proper visibility, organizations are literally flying blind. Modern DLP tools like Fortinet FortiDLP that goes beyond static controls give behavioral insight and context, showing who moved data, why, and whether the action was normal. Bottom line, spending money isn't enough. You need the right tools to protect your data and your business and stay one step ahead of insider threats.
So much more to come when we return.
We can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good. The new KFC Doritos Zinger, a combo that's finger-licking good. The time by KFC is
7:30. Every school is free of unhealthy, ultra-processed products. You know, those high in salt, fats, and sugar. If only that weren't a dream. The reality is that many children have an unhealthy diet at school, and 23% of them are overweight or obese. This can lead to hypertension, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. Let's protect our children's right to health with a policy for schools that prevents unhealthy food marketing and ensures access to nutritious foods. The time is now. Let's implement the National School Nutrition Policy. A message from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica and partners.
When the bus the man, I want to watch my son play finals on CVM, you know.
But mums, you can't watch it on CVM website, man.
Score! My son score! My son score! My son score! My son score!
Greatness begins here.
Welcome back. Now to the business report with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to tap into in the business report today. With global e-commerce sales forecast to hit $6.4 trillion in 2025, representing approximately 20% of total commerce, a recent MasterCard study on SME digital payments offers insight into how local Jamaican entrepreneurs specifically are cashing in on the phenomenon. Dalton Fowles, MasterCard country manager for Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, and the Eastern Caribbean, shares some of the key findings.
There's a narrative, in the past that cash is king. And again, it continues to be king in the true accounting terms. But when you're running a small business, cash carries quite a bit of cost. Year over year, growth in digital payments continue to be very robust. But there's also another study that shows that as much as 40% of Jamaica GDP is still in cash. We're trying to pivot.
91% of surveyed Jamaican SMEs using digital payments says it has led to business growth, while 54% of SMEs not yet accepting digital payments want to adopt them, in part due to consumer transition away from cash transactions.
0.69% of non-adopters report turning away customers at least once a week due to lack of digital acceptance. It's really easy to understand. As consumer preferences, and we talk about the secular shift in our business, because consumer preferences have moved towards paying through more digital means, right? No small business wants to see a sale walking through their door if they're not accepting digital payments. So it's extremely important to their business.
However, resilience gaps remain for digital adoption.
So it's one thing to not accept. It's another thing that the tool that you're given is robust enough to accept all kinds of payments. A country like Jamaica that depends so much on tourism, doesn't matter if you're a micro business or a small business, you could have someone walking in at any point with any card, and you really want to be able to accept that. What they're saying here is that we want to be able to take all type of cards, right? Of course, you have and again, it depends on the type of business. So if you're a car rental company, then not just the traditional network cards are important. You want to be able to take JCB if someone comes from Asia, China in particular. You want to be able to take Amex.
Though, as we hear from the MasterCard country manager, the data suggests that many small and medium-sized businesses aren't interested in strictly transactional relationships with digital payment providers.
What they're also saying here is that I don't just want a terminal. I want a partnership. I want a relationship that is invested in my small business. And later on, we'll talk a little bit about access to capital, because that's exactly where they're going here. Don't just give me a terminal, take my deposit. Are you vested in my business? Do you want to see my business grow?
According to Mr. Fowles, the global technology company believes it can play an important role in unlocking the untapped potential in the use of tools that strengthen security and resilience, with progress being made for the rollout of solutions for solopreneurs and micro businesses in particular.
This study is really on the SMEs, but it's not because we're ignoring the micro. In fact, we're very bullish on the next phase of a lot of the work that we're trying to do, not just in Jamaica, but across the Caribbean, is really focusing on the micro. We believe as a network, we're uniquely positioned to continue to serve the evolving needs of the Jamaica SMEs. Of course, we provide seamless, secure, and scalable solutions to the market, obviously addressing the pain points as well through some of the cyber and fraud tools that we bring to the market through our partners, who then make those available to the small businesses. And of course, we're building strong public-private partnerships to continue to grow digital acceptance.
Ultimately, the ambition is to bring thousands of micro enterprises into the formal economy.
The reality is that inclusive growth is a necessity, right, for economies to grow. We often, very often they're almost excluded, but they're legitimate businesses. Whether you're selling coconut on the side of the road or cane, it's a legitimate business that is cash heavy, and sometimes they don't get access to capital to grow their businesses, for example. So it's really important when we talk about an inclusive growth framework that we look and develop solutions that drive that inclusive growth.
In part through a combination of low-cost acceptance options as well as high-value services.
The newest, most exciting thing in the payment industry is TAP. This is now where you can use your smartphone, right? Download a solution, for example, and begin to accept payments. But there are also other low-cost devices that we are actively engaged with our partners exploring. Because again, if you're a micro business, and again, this is the segment we're going after, it's really important that your cost of acceptance remain low. We're also looking to introduce, I don't want to speak too soon here, but it's close to finalization, where we'll also be able to provide access to attorneys to help small business to register their businesses and so forth. But again, it's in the works. I feel confident that we can speak about that. But again, we're trying to make sure that if we're big on inclusive growth, then we're making sure that all the pieces are in place to help these micro businesses be successful.
And that was your business report. I'm Joel Crosskill.
It's over now to social media.
Well, a security officer is wanted in connection with a $15 million robbery of an automated banking machine at a supermarket in St. Andrew on Sunday. The suspect is employed as a driver at a popular security company. 4 of his co-workers went to service an ABM at the shopping facility when he was left in the armored truck. Users are